भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Let us chant the two prayers together. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyurmamritangam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Revered Swamiji, who is conspicuous by his absence, learned colleagues, committed non-teaching staff, and dear disciplined students. A small book, but sublime thought. And our Swamiji tries to inculcate the wisdom of Swami Vivekananda, and day in and day out, 3 times a day, Swamiji tries to inculcate all the wisdom of Vivekananda. And what we wonder is, the same quote 3 times a day, again 3 times a day, the next day, Swamiji explains, and we wonder how he has got the patience, first of all. The patience of our Swamiji is monumental patience. What is the secret of his patience? Without being mechanical and without feeling the monotony of it, repeating the same quote 3 times a day, to say the same quote 2 days. The secret of his patience is his love for the students. If his patience is monumental, his love for the students is unflinching and selfless. And we are so lucky to have such a competent man to inculcate the wisdom, the highest wisdom of Swami Vivekananda. We call our Swamiji competent because he is not only a man of erudition and knowledge, but he is a master of language, be it English, Telugu or Sanskrit. We are really lucky to have such a person as our director, teaching us so many values in life. We learn the language skills in the classroom, but here we learn the values of life. 2 things we get at VI World. And when we say patience and love, these values, all great values, they are universal and eternal. They are timeless, deathless. We can't say they hold good in some country and not in this country. They hold good for some time, not this time, not these times, ancient times, not modern times, nothing like that. Values are for all times and all climes. And let us see the value of patience and love in a very easy and interesting manner. There was a Korean couple, a wife and husband. They loved each other like anything. Both of them had hearts of gold. But it so happened that the husband, he participates in the war and he comes home at the end of the war only after 3 years. And as he returns, the wife finds that the husband has changed. He is not the same old husband. He is not smiling at me. He is not returning my love. And he is so unresponsive, uncommunicative. And whenever I extend my hand, he would retreat. He would shy away from me. And she becomes afraid. Has he forgotten me? Has he shifted his love for some other lady like this? Have I lost my love in his eyes? There is no love lost between us. And then she has already heard about a hermit wizard in Korea, a very wise man. She heard that he had a medicine, a magic medicine for all kinds of problems. For every ailment, he has a medicine, a magic medicine. And she goes to the hermit wizard and says, "My dear doctor, wise man, this is my problem. My husband, he loved me like anything, but now we see that there is no love lost between us. I want to gain, say, his love back, and I want to win his heart back. I hear that you have magic medicines. Please give me one medicine, one potion." And the wise man says, "My dear lady, I can understand your problems. I can give you the medicine, but only one ingredient is missing. If I had the ingredient, I would make the medicine." "What is that ingredient, doctor?" "That is the whisker of a tiger." "Oh, a tiger's whiskers. Okay, I will try. But where do I find a tiger? And the hermit says, "Okay, there is a stream in the woods. Every day a tiger comes there to drink water, and the tiger rests there for 2 hours. You can go and say, 'Bring one whisker, I will give you the portion.'" And our lady goes to the stream. She sees the tiger. She tries to go near the tiger, but the tiger starts snarling, opening his mouth, showing the teeth and grumbling like this. And the lady gets scared. She goes back. But again, she is a woman of willpower, and she has a lot of patience. And she says, "Let me try again, let me go next day." Again, the next day goes. The next day again, the tiger snarls. Lady goes back. And next day, she goes there again and again. And after some time, even the tiger realizes, "Oh, this lady, after all, she is harmless. There is no gun in her hand. She is not a hunter." And the tiger becomes friendly with the lady. And the next day, as the lady takes some food, the tiger accepts the food. Then again the next day, the lady very gently keeps her hand on the tiger's head. The tiger doesn't react negatively. And again the next day, our lady, she takes courage to touch the mouth of the tiger. Okay, the lady enjoys it. Then again the next day, she just puts her hand on the head of the tiger and caresses. And the tiger enjoys the soft touch of this lady. And the next day again, the lady goes near the tiger and very skillfully and very gently plucks off one whisker from the tiger. And then again immediately she goes to the wizard and says, "Oh doctor, oh wizard, here is the whisker. Please give me my portion, my medicine." And the hermit wizard, he simply puts it in the fire. And the lady gets confused and also very angry. What is this? Do you know how much struggle I underwent in bringing this whisker, and you put it in the fire? What is the fun of it? Then the wizard says, no, my dear lady, you don't need any medicine, any potion. Say, how? You have all the power of patience and your heart is filled with love. You have already tamed a tiger and your husband, after all, is not so dangerous or cruel or ferocious as the tiger. Can't you transform your husband when you have tamed a wild tiger? The lady goes home and she goes to the room where the husband is. And she tries to, oh husband, how are you? No reply, no response. Again, next day she goes. Say, are you feeling hungry, my dear husband? Shall I bring you some food? No response. Again, next day. Do you feel any headache? Shall I keep my hand on your head? She puts her hand on his head and caresses him. And no negative response. He doesn't shy away or retreat. He stays there. The next day, before the lady comes, there was some delay in her coming to his room. She was not feeling well. Before she comes, there is a knock at the door. As the door is opened, the husband gets in. Oh, my dear wife, today you haven't come. And they smile at each other. They embrace each other. And thereupon, they live very happily forever. So like this, when we see, if patience and love are there, we can understand the other person, our interpersonal, our familial and other relations will be very strong. If we have no patience or love, we can never understand the other person and it will lead to all sorts of discord and friction and quarrels, like what happened in one city of India. There was a couple, the husband was an employee, the wife was an employee, both had decent jobs, even the wife was a B.Tech cigarette. But they had a small issue, like going to Delhi on some work. The wife said, let's go by flight. The husband said, let's go by train. No flight, no train, no flight, train. And it became a big verbal fight. And the lady also was very egoistic. She felt, my ego is hurt. And the husband thought, the wife should listen to me. Why should I listen to her? And unable to bear this imaginary insult, the wife commits suicide. This actually happened. And the husband, seeing what has happened, my wife committing suicide. And more than love, he was afraid of your criminal case and legal punishment. And he also committed suicide. They never tried to understand each other. So like this, the values are eternal and universal and we have to imbibe the value, but we can imbibe the values only when a great man tries to impart us all these values. We are lucky to have Swamiji imparting us such great values day in and day out, okay, without any tedium or tiresomeness. So I thank our Swamiji for having given me such an opportunity to address all my dear disciplined students. And I also thank our Samyog sir for asking me to address my students. Thank you all.